What that make you? Good? You're not good.
Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we are back. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Whatever it is you may celebrate, celebrate it. I know it's Christmas Eve, but we're getting there. By the time this is over, it'll be Christmas or close to it. Go ahead and hit a 1 in the chat real quick if y'all can hear me and everything's good with the audio. Give y'all a second. Let me know. Let me know. All right, good deal, good deal. Jump and check some comments, man. Just show some love real quick. First comment came from Capo Notification Gang. Hey, salute. Straight before 20. Thank you for the dark place you pulled me out of, Jay. Thank you. Hey, salute. I want to say something real quick, right? You brought something to my attention. So to be in the holiday seasons and me just being out a lot, I run into a lot of people that recognize me. So I'm getting gas the other day. Just picked the kids up. I think we were headed somewhere. We had something to do. I just picked my son up, picked the little girl up, and we stopped at Wawa. And it was, sometimes things happen and you don't expect nothing to be happening. So I'm in there. I go in. I'm getting ready to pay for my gas. There's a chick. There's a black dude about 6 foot, 6'1" in front of me. And I'm standing there and the door is to my right, right? So I'm getting ready to go to the register. 2 people in front of me. And this big dude comes in. He might be watching. I don't know if he was Samoan or what he was. He was a big man, really, really big man. And he walks in. He's like, "You're Jay Williams." And I said, "Yeah, man, I'm Jay Williams." He was like, "No, you're really like Jay Williams." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I thought I was like hallucinating. I thought I was tripping." Dude was really, really stoked to meet me, right? And he was like, "This is like the best Christmas present ever, getting to meet you, right?" And then the guy that was in front of me in line turns around. He goes, "Man, I thought that was you. I just didn't want to say nothing, right?" So the big dude, the first dude that comes to the door, right? He's telling me, he's like, "You helped me in life, man. You kept me from making some really bad decisions and doing some really dumb things. I struggled." And I said, "Damn, man." I said, "Well, look, take my number down, man. I'm gonna give you my number. Call me if you ever need me or you need somebody to talk to." I could tell he needed somebody to talk to, right? So the other dude that's in the line, me and that guy talked for a couple minutes. The other dude's in the line. He's gonna pay for his stuff. I pay for my stuff. And he tells me he works at a detention center out here, Bon Air. And he said, "Man, all the youngins in there, all the juvies in there, they talk about you all the time. They talk about your videos." He said, "They're gonna trip out when they find out that I spoke to you." So he's leaving out the door. I say, "Hey, hold on real quick, man. Let's grab some pictures to show the kids." He's like, "All right." So he goes out. I come out. He's driving a purple Charger, man. Your car, if you're watching, your car was dope, by the way, too. He goes out to his car, he grabs his phone, he comes back. We take some pictures. He's like, "Man, the kids ain't gonna believe this." And then he said, "Man, would you ever be?" And I said, "Absolutely." I already knew what the question was. Would I be interested in coming into the facility and talking with the juveniles? Now, these are places I've breezed through. I've seen detention centers. I know the life. I lived it. So I'm hoping to hear from him and to be able to set something up to go into the actual detention center and talk with the juveniles that are in a situation that I was once in. But yeah, that your comment made me think of that, man. Thank for dark place you pulled me out of. I'm glad to be able to pull you out of something to help you when you need it. That's what we should do, man. Each one, reach one, each one, teach one. We all go through things, man. I'm no saint. Been there myself. I wish I could pull me out the way I pull out others, but I'm blessed to be here. Southside Frog, man, that is my dude in real life. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Frog. Call me tomorrow. You know I'll call you. Tim Cunningham. Tim's home. Ken loves you, Jay. Hey, thank you, Brad Storch. Thank you, Tim. Salute, salute. Kendra, Merry Christmas. Addicted to Blades 2, what up? Norma Halfman, I gotta pay attention to the vibe for a minute, y'all. Y'all just give me a second to do these some of these comments. Don't know if we'll have time to watch the stream. I'm grateful for my sobriety. I'm grateful for the love my wife has for me that keeps me going. She is my anchor to everything. that is good in life. Amen to that, man. They say behind every strong man is a strong woman. I have a very strong woman behind me. My wife is amazing, man. She's been there through my best times, through my worst times. And to be honest, man, she's amazing. And I don't deserve her at times. I'll be honest, I don't, man. She's an angel. And to her, thank you for loving me the way that only you can. Keith Clayton said, Merry Christmas. Tim Smith, salute Jay. Merry Christmas to you all. Florence, Alabama, much love. Scraper said, I'm grateful for the dark places you pulled me out of. Thank you. All right, so if I didn't catch a comment, I'm sorry. Just continue to comment. We'll get into it. Everybody's saying good to go. Now I got to scroll way down to get to the bottom. I see my guy Ronnie in here. Pretty sure I just see my guy Blue Eyes. Not shout out to him. Shout out to the YouTube streets. New Age Plug, Teflon Don. Hey, salute, man. AZ, my guy. I just got off the phone with AZ earlier, man. Much love to AZ. He said, Will Smith, that like button on your way in. That's right. Hit it. Double tap the screen. I think you double tap it. That's how it works now. Or you have to hit the like, one of the two. Nah, you just tap the like on mine. This ain't vertical. Still scrolling comments, man. Vanessa Dodge said, hey, Jay, what's up? One of your subs here. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Hope you have a great one. Merry Christmas to you too, man. Wild Boy 420. Let's go from New Mexico. Let's go, Jay. Hey, crazy fact, right? I got family from out there. My wife's family's out from New Mexico, Los Lunas, Las Cruces area, Burke. I'm highly thinking about moving to New Mexico. Like, it might be something y'all see happen this coming year. I might go from the east to the Midwest. I'm on the edge with it. And if I do end up going west or in that direction, at first we had thought of Cali. No, I'm not going to Cali. Seems like everybody in Cali is trying to get out of Cali. So I think I'd end up in New Mexico. West Elm Improvements. Jay, what you think about it? Guy the CEO who came from a wealthy family. You're talking about the Luigi Mangiani guy. Hey, people get tired, man. People get fed up. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Do I think that? I mean, it was extreme. No doubt it was extreme, and he's gonna pay for it with his life. But sometimes you got to stand for something, or you'll fall for nothing, man. I've dealt with something not that serious, like, if you know the background, his mother was battling with something, and he was dealing with all types of stuff, and these people just weren't trying to take care of them the way they should. So he got frustrated. They said he was in pain and yada yada yada. So he lashed out. But I get it, man. When it comes to these big companies, they really don't care about you. All they care about is the dollar sign. We'll get into tonight why I've been posting the way that I usually do, and a lot of it's got to do with the same thing. My issue is with Google. Like I said, I won't get too deep with it, but my issue is with Google, and it plays a major part in it. And once again, it's one of those things where when you cry out and you reach out to somebody and nobody hears you, there's nobody there. Like, yeah, it's irritating. LOL. I said, Jay, you got any thoughts about the Lamarck Bandit situation? I think you're talking about. I'm pretty hip with what you're talking about right now. I think you're talking about the guy that was on the documentary with the whole sex assaults in prison and men violating other men and all that. And he's been released. If this is the same situation, and the Dante Show, make sure y'all go check out the Dante Show Network. He's had an ongoing thing for a couple of weeks now with this guy that did this documentary, right? And in the documentary, he was portrayed as man, like, if y'all know who Fleece Johnson is, the booty warrior, kind of that type of thing. Like, he was in there doing his thing, and now that he's out, he's saying that what he said in the documentary wasn't true, that he's not really a booty bandit, that he wasn't really living like that, he wasn't doing the things they said he did. I don't really have thoughts on it, man, because I know that there's three sides of the story. There's your side, my side, and then there's the truth, right? And I don't want to slander the man or put the man down. because in reality, I don't know. And to give an opinion on something like that, it's a very sensitive subject. Like he's got family. Remember this now. He's got family, people that look up to him, employers, and your opinion can go a long way. I've had people speak on me not knowing the facts, add their opinion, thinking they're just adding an opinion when really if you're saying something negative, you're not, it's not just an opinion, you're hurting somebody. Even though it is social media, words do have power. So I hope that whatever he's got going on, he finds his way out of or figures it out. And if he did do those things, that's between him and his maker, but it's not for me to judge him. And in the words of Forrest Gump, man, that's all I gotta say about that. Michi Durant checking in from West Baltimore. Salute, Jay. Hey, salute to Baltimore. Y'all get it in out there. We went out there back in the day to pick some stuff up. We was going to Baltimore, you already know, to bring back here to VA. I ain't never been so happy to leave a place in my life. I thought about what do you say? A thought to think about. I'm going through the same situation. People I knew for multi years out of the blue just turned away from me. So hurt and confused. You're a real soldier. Keep going, Jay. Keep going. Yeah, salute, man. No doubt. And it's like that. Here's the thing, right? People love to flock to you when you're doing good, right? They want to be seen with you, talk about you in a positive aspect. And for a lot of the times, it's because they have something to gain from that. Like there's something in it for them. Not everybody. A lot of people are genuine, but it's the same thing, but worse when you fall. Because a lot of those people were like secretly waiting for you to fall, praying for your downfall, snickering, doing this and that, and then they'll add their 2 cents to try to tear you down. That's terrible. I've seen many a man fall, and throughout it all, I'm always there to lift them up. Unless it's too much damage, then I'll pull away, but I'll try to pull you up. You know what I mean? Like I'll pull you out of hell, but you're not gonna pull me into hell, would you? But I'm just not one that's gonna kick somebody when they're down. I'm not one that spreads rumors, that gets on the internet doing all this and that. I'm not big on beefing on the internet and talking on the internet like that. I'm just not big on it. Not gonna happen, man. I was taught that just few words are more than enough. Christopher Hill said, "What's up, Colonial Heights? Merry Christmas." Hey, salute to you, man, and what's up? Eggman rocks cultures. Merry Xmas from Weedo, Alabama. Salute to you, Eggman and Weedo, Alabama. I think that's how you say that. My guy Ronnie Blue, AZ Ruction, YouTube streets. Man, this is my guy right here. Zebby, Merry Christmas to you and the fam. Hey, Merry Christmas to you and yours too, Zebby. Zebby's my dude in real life, man. There's a lot of things people say and speculate. This is a guy that behind the scenes has helped me more than just a little bit when I didn't know what to do with certain things, especially when it comes to technology, man. Zebby is one of the sharpest, as smartest guys and underrated guys there is in this game. I'm excited to see what you got in store for 2025, Zebby. I stand behind you. Anything I can help you do, I'm always there for you because you've always been there for me, man. Much love to you, Zebby. Mr. Arrow, Merry Christmas to you and the fam. I lost your. Yeah, Zebby's good people, man. Kicking it with Chaos, said AZ, salute, much love to you and the fam as well. Chaos has been around for a long time on multiple different channels and whatnot. Salute to Chaos, man. Sarah Delgado, I can truly say that I'm a genuine person, that's for sure. I can read J100. You're genuine. I am. I care about people, and you know what? That's the gift and the curse. That's one of the things that has hurt me the most. If I would just leave people where I find them sometimes, I would save myself a whole lot of grief. But unfortunately, I'm human, man. I'm human. I have a big heart. I care about others. I care about people I don't know. And nobody wants to see, I don't want to see anybody doing bad. And helping others, like trying to help others do good, It drags you down. I told a friend of mine this earlier, man. I said at 44 years old, I finally come to realize that somebody's life, whatever somebody's life is going to be, is what it's going to be. I can try to give you the right advice, but I can't fix your life. And for the longest time, I tried to fix other people's lives. My life is chaos at times. I need to focus on mine because if I'm worried on yours, there's no progress being made on mine. I'll give you the advice you need, the attention I can afford to give. But as far as trying to fix other people and save other people, that's what they made Superman for. And I'm not Superman. Mike Zimmerman, can you give me thoughts on why my cousin likes being in prison than being free? Some people strive better in prison than they do in the real world. Some people honestly are better in prison. I've met men that in prison, they're gods. Like they have everything. Their cell is filled up with ramen noodles and sodas and bags of Keefy coffee. And this guy owes them. This guy owes them. Got this person sending them cash apps. This person having money sent to the books. I've met guys that strive in prison. They do really well. And then they get out here in the real world and they ain't got two wooden nickels to rub together. They can't figure out how to get a dollar. They don't know how to pay bills. They can't take the stress that comes with day-to-day life. They don't know how to manage a relationship or be a parent. They don't have social skills. Prison can rewire people for the better, and prison can also just completely burn the ends of your wires off and make it to where just there's so I seen a video the other day to kind of prove my fact, right? There's these YouTubers that go around bonding random people out of jail, right? So they go to this jail and they bond this dude out, and the dude comes out and he's pissed. He's big mad. Why'd y'all do that? He's like, I'm a YouTuber. I just show love, and you don't owe me anything. I just bond random people out of jail. The dude said, I ain't got nowhere to go. Why would you bond me out of jail? I don't got nowhere to go. No, man, tell them to let me back in. He was legitimately telling the guy, tell them to let me back in, man. I'm going back in here. You better tell them you don't want me out there. Do what you got to do to fix this. I'm going back in there. Some people just, they find more comfort in being locked up. I've met those guys. I've met guys that got out and went out and committed a brand new crime. I'm talking about completely new crime within the same week that they got out. They'll get out, get with a woman or something, get the couple little things they haven't done in a long time out the way, and then it's intentionally get caught committing a new crime to go back. So if I had to guess, I'd say he's institutionalized. Jeff Goswick said, I see a lot of Alabama folks watching. I don't know how to pronounce that, and I don't want to butcher it. Said the county in Alabama myself, man. And Merry Christmas to all y'all again, man. Make the best of it. No matter what you're going through. Remember this, man. At least you're here to go through it. A lot of people didn't make it, and a lot of people ain't going to make it. I tell y'all this, and I've told y'all this before. When I do this next year, God willing, I'm here to do it. I'm alive, I'm healthy, and everything's on the up and up. There's going to be people here that are watching this right now that will not be here next year. There's people watching this will be incarcerated. Somebody watching this right now that don't know. They're on their last hour or their last month or their last week. Life is crazy like that. Damn. Thank you, Sam. Big Jab missed you, bro. Merry Christmas, man. Hey, big salute. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Broken Wolf 668 said, I'm thankful for having a job I don't hate and a chance to get that bread. A job is a blessing. 100% a job is a blessing. A lot of people look at it like a thorn in their side, like a nuisance. Tell that to a man that can't find a job. Tell that to somebody that's been looking for a job and can't find work. How much you hate your job. And even more, man, it's even a bigger blessing to do something you enjoy. I love doing this right here more than anything I've ever done as far as a career goes or a job goes. I love social media. Like I said, y'all hang around and we'll get into why I haven't been doing the videos like that. There's always a reason, man, a method to the madness. Della Griffin, thank you, Jay. Your videos gave me the courage and drive to go to rehab, and now I'm 2 months sober from heroin. Thank you, sir, for all that you do. Much love to your family this holiday season. Much love to you, man. And congrats on the 2 months. I want you to check back in when you're at 12 months, when you're at 2 years, 20 years, whatever it may be. You got this. It's not easy, but it's always worth it, man. Like I said, it's not always easy, but it's always worth it. You're 2 months into having your life back, especially with something like with the H, with the Ron, with that dope. That's a dangerous game, man. Every single time, you know better than I do. And that's Russian roulette. That's you spinning that thing every single time that you would mess with it. So I'm glad to hear you made it out of your madness and what you had going on. Happy holidays for sure, man. You got this. Kevin Pittman, Merry Christmas, Jay. Glad to see you back. It is glad to be back. Mm-mm-mm. Somebody else I want to shout out real quick, man. My guy Woody Wood, man. Big salute to Woody Wood. Woody don't talk a lot about what he's got going on. He's a very humble dude, but Woody's a good man. Woody's doing all this reentry stuff. He's big into the whole giving back thing. You know, he had a terrible thing happen in his life that sent him away for 25 years. And since he's been out, his whole mission in life has been to help younger guys and guys that are coming home from prison. And that's not just me saying that. He does that. Like, he really does that. When he's out there with that suit and tie on and at these conventions and speaking to these people, and he's really impacting people coming home and the youth, man. And for that, man, much love and shout out to my guy Woody Wood, man. Pauls Brown, I've been clean now for over 19 years, and every day is hard. I've got chronic pain, and I keep my mind set. Hold on, I gotta go back up. Told you I'm blind. I keep my mindset of better goals. Opiates was my drug of choice. Congrats, 19 years is a blessing. Fan name is, do you prefer keeping the stickers on all your hats, Jay? Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you for your insight and reflective storytelling. Yeah, I prefer, but it's a lot of people think it's like a to be cool type thing. No, it's actually not. Like work construction for so many years, even at work, I had certain hats I wear to work, but I had a habit of just grabbing a hat and put it on. It would be a brand new hat. Well, there's no real easy way to grab a hat when you've got dirty fingers. So if I leave the sticker on, I can grab the sticker at the top and the sticker on the bottom and take the hat off and not leave smudge prints on the hat. And over time, I've just left them on. For the longest time, it would let me know what hat was new. Like I would leave the sticker on, and after I wore it, I'd take it off. So that if I had my hat stacked up, I could flip the ones, and the ones that got stickers on the bottom, what I knew were new. But over time, it became a thing of just keeping them on to keep from dirtying the hat up. Chad Anding, OJ, any New Year's resolutions? Absolutely, we should all have them. I don't want 2025 to look anything like 24 or 23. That's for damn sure. Love more, get more healthier, like leave these sodas, pause. The sodas and the other things that are no good for you alone. I'm a great dad, but I want to continue being a good father, a better father. I think there's always room for improvement. I want that 1 million plaque. Like that's coming this year, that 1 million plaque. And to continue to help others. I really speaking to that guy the other day that said he worked at the detention center. After I drove off from talking with him and the other guy that I ran into in the store, all I could think about is how Christmas is approaching. And you got these young kids, these juveniles that are sitting up in the detention center, hoping to get a phone call or a visit. Not everybody's going to get a visit. Not everybody's got somebody to call. But I kept thinking over and over and over about how that used to feel. I remember those feelings. I was that child. I was that That little badass kid that wouldn't listen to his parents, that stayed in the streets, that stayed in some type of trouble. And I really look forward to this year just trying to help others more. And not just anybody, but the people that really need the help. My problem is I'll help anybody. You can tell me like the biggest bullshit story in the world, and I know it's bullshit, and I'll still choose to help you. Those are not the people we need to be helping. We need to be helping the people that there's really hope for. The people that are really like, yo, I'm on my last leg right now, man. I'm dying here. I'm screaming for help. Please help me. Like those are the people we should be helping, not the people that tell the same person every day something different or this person something different. No, help the people that really need it. I like to see people strive. I want to see people grow. I want to see the help actually go somewhere. I've got a lot. I'm gonna do a New Year's Eve live too. I'm debating doing one tomorrow to be in Christmas and all that, but I've definitely got more. I've got more resolutions to come. Dennis Robinson said, Jay, what's the recipe for holidays? We do breakfast. We do like a big ass breakfast here. Like if it's breakfast related, you can think about it. That's what we do. So we get up, everybody does a thing, brushes their teeth. Usually the kids are already downstairs screaming up. We go down there, go ahead and pray, open presents, and then from there we're in the kitchen cooking. The kids run around playing. They're outside on whatever it is they might have got or doing this or do that. And I got a full house. If y'all don't know, I got a full house. I got 4 kids in the house. 4. 3 under the age of, I got a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, and there's a 6-month in the house. So Jake, the sports fan, said, not gonna lie, I'm thankful my dad is still here. He tried to off himself the day after my 30th, and seeing him getting better is amazing. Shit's tough, 24. I'm glad you still got your dad, man. Life can make people do some crazy things. I've met some dudes that just couldn't face what was coming, and I get it. I've been there. I can't sit there and lie and say that I've never thought about it or I've been there. So I get it, but I'm glad that he got through whatever he had going on. Real story, man. When I was a teenager, we had a friend, and rest in peace to him, but we had a friend, I'm just gonna say his last name, named Ben, right? And I had just gotten in to high school when this happened. But this dude was like 15, 16 years old. He got tore off with a whole bunch of e-pills. Lawyer had him scared. Prosecutor had him scared, making him think he was a pretty boy. He wasn't built for that locked up life, right? So people were telling him all these horror stories about what it's going to be like. You got to fight. You got to do this and that. And it shook him. It really, really shook this dude. I think he might have been getting ready to turn 16. And the morning that he had court, right? And you got to think, he was never been in trouble before. He did get caught a lot of ecstasy, right? But he wouldn't have, if he did do time, the most he might have done would have been like 90 days at tops. But the morning of court, they had shook this boy up so much. The kids in the school, the prosecutor, his lawyer, all of them, the cops trying to figure out where he got all these e-pills. They shook him up so much that his mom said, somewhere around her words was, she was getting ready in her bathroom when she heard a loud noise. And it didn't register in her head what she had just heard. So they're getting close to the time to go to court, and she goes into his bedroom, and he was slumped back on his bed, and there was a gun in his hand. And there he is at 15 years old. Damn. Here I am now, 44, now he's 29, 30 years ago. Never got to see what life is going to be, man. William C. said, Jay, so great you're back. You relate to so many of us in the Christmas stories while you're away. Respect from Winchester, Virginia. There's a lot of Christmas stories. A lot of Christmas. And we had to do that. Look, shout out to my homeboy Silver Chain, if you ever sees this. We had a dude in my pod named Silver Chain, right? And Silver Chain, I want to say he was from Hopewell. I'm out past where I live at. He wore this big ass silver chain with the silver cross in the middle of it. And this dude was like super creative. So one year he gets this bright idea. He had a maintenance job way before I ever had it. He ended up helping get me on maintenance. But he got all this cardboard from different places and brought it back and made like this makeshift tree and put it up in the middle of the pod. I put different paper on it. He got our magazines and made it colorful. And even though we're locked up, dudes trying to make the best of it. I'm be real. The tree aggravated the hell out of me. It was just like a constant reminder that my family wasn't there. I wasn't home. But he decorates this tree, right? And he puts it out in the center of the pod, not the center, but like up against the wall, center way of the wall, right now up the way. And the guards seen it, and they're like, if the warden or somebody important sees this, it's just got to come down. But they didn't really mess with it, right? And dudes started wrapping stuff for their homeboys. You got dudes wrapping up boxes of oatmeal, dudes wrapping up Newports, right? And they start putting this stuff underneath the tree. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of stuff comes up missing. Silver chains at work, and this big fight jumps off because dudes all suspected this one dude is stealing the stuff, right? So they run up in the cell and they beat this dude up. This dude ain't got nothing. They beat him up and they take everything he's got in the cell. They don't find none of the stuff, right? They come back. Later that evening, the silver chain comes back, realizes what's going on, and tells everybody, "Oh no, I grabbed the stuff. I had the guard bring me the stuff underneath the tree last night, and I put it in my cell because I didn't want nobody to just steal it." So the stuff had never even been stolen. Dudes beat up some random dude that didn't have nothing to do with it. And what's crazy is everything just got put back underneath the tree like nothing ever happened. Kathy Pruitt said, "I'm thankful for real men like you. The world needs true, kind, caring, and loving men like you. Thank you for being you." I try. I tell my wife sometimes, I was telling my son earlier, but I was telling my wife sometimes, I'm like, I'm not who I used to be, but I'm still not who I should be. I'm not who I used to be by no matter. And I still don't feel like I'm who I should be. I'm getting there. I had to discipline my son early, and I don't put my hands on my son. I've spanked my son twice in his life, right? But he ain't been listening. He's 7. He's hard headed, right? He won't listen. So I had my wife, like, for some reason, when she says something, oh, it's church. It's church. He hears her. So my son comes in here and he's upset. He's crying. He's got tears in his eyes. "Daddy, I'm sorry. I was rude. I'm sorry I ignored you." And I said, "Come here. I love you." I pulled him close. I told him, "I love you." And I said, "I want you to understand that I don't never say something to you because it's what I want. I say something to you because it's what you need. I want you to be the best man you can be, to be a better man than me. It's my job to make sure that happens. So when I'm telling you something, it's because it's the right thing. I know, Dad, I love you." So I appreciate your comment, man. I'm trying to be the best man I can be. Jay Williams, I've DM'd you. I got a new Instagram. I'll check it out. I haven't been on the gram. I'll go up there and post something. I haven't even been into the comments, but I'll check you out. Pop Chow Yo, telling that and Bell Gustavo said Merry Christmas. I would love to talk to y'all. Hey, what's up? Merry Christmas, Gustavo. We love you. I got you. I think you sent your number on TikTok. I got you. I'm gonna hit you up, man. Let me read this real quick. Somebody sent money on PayPal, so I gotta recognize people, man, and I appreciate it. Okay, baby girl. You going to bed? Come here. Let me hug. I love you. Good night. Sweet dreams. Merry Christmas. See you in the morning.
Merry Christmas. See you in the morning. See what we open the presents.
In the morning. Jonathan Shroud, man, with $20 donation. Merry Christmas. God bless you and the fam. Hey, salute and thank you, Jonathan. Vanessa Dodd said, "I swear I thought you only had Noah and Bella and then your older son." I do. The kids we took in, they're not my kids. They're not my kids. But No, I do not have a 6-month-old. I do not have another child floating around. Y'all don't know about. Those are absolutely. Y'all know who my kids are, and then but the other kids, they're family too, man. Lisa Smith, Jay Williams should be a motivational speaker for all the young kids that want to be a gang member or do other crimes. I could see that happening. For the longest time, that's what this was all supposed to be. For y'all who don't know the backstory, that's what this was all supposed to be before I ever knew what this was going to be. Like the last, not this go round, not this stupid trip, but the last stupid trip to prison, I ended up at a place that was a level 2. It was a therapeutic community. I didn't understand how I landed there, right? Everybody there, for the most part, had some type of narcotic charge or this or that. I was there for behavioral modification because my rap sheet showed that I just stayed in trouble, right? So they sent me there to try to fix my head, I guess. And I would have to get up once a week. I had this warehouse job where I went to the warehouse all week and I drove forklifts. And so I wasn't in the building a lot, right? I've always been good at finding jobs while I'm in prison to try to just stay out of the building. And it gives you more fluctuation. You can move more. But I would have to get up in front of the other inmates and I could pick any topic I wanted, right? And I would have to talk for an hour on it. And I remember after the first time I did it, not so much even after the first time, but in the midst of my first speaking, I'm talking about I'm up in a room full of men that have been convicted of every crime you could think of, right? And they're sitting in these chairs. Nobody wants to be here, and they just can't go get in your bed. They're gonna write you a charge. It's stupid ass place, right? Turned up, bunch of youngins, youthful offenders, a lot of juveniles there. So anytime you're in a prison that's got a program that's got juveniles in it, it's gonna be turned. But I remember speaking, and I'd sat in them chairs so many times and watched dudes speak. And 9 times out of 10, the guys around me are talking over them. They're arguing. They're getting up, going here, going there, completely just making it real awkward for the man to stand in front of everybody, right? Then I got to get over here and speak. Y'all ain't even paying attention to me. So sometimes he would just like find somebody in the crowd that was looking at him and just focus on that guy and talk to him. But I remember when I got up there and I started speaking, I already had a good rapport with the guy, so I didn't know where this was going to go. But I wasn't 2, 3 minutes in, and it was like I had captivated the room. And I was talking on this little kid here in Virginia named Brandon. They got this thing called Brandon's Law, where dude had shot off a gun. He had shot off a 40 cal Glock. They traced it back to, and a dude was walking with his son. I believe it was 4th of July. And they were going fishing, and the bullet fell and hit the little boy in the head. Boy was 7, and he dropped. Dad thought that like the kid had fell. Get up, get up. Started shaking him. Realized that bullet fell from the sky and hit him. Right. So I was speaking on that and how as felons and gun owners and people like that, it's common for somebody just to fire off a gun in the sky. And that speaking, like when it was over, dude was like, yo, you need to talk more, man. I can sit through that all day. I was good at interacting with people. And not to get off topic, but the counselor came to me and she said, have you ever thought of speaking with youth or just speaking in general? And I said, nah, not really. And she's like, you would make a good youth coach, like to go in and speak with the kids and just to help with the youth. And I said, yeah, all right. And I always played that in the back of my mind, but life takes over. But that is something I want to get into in 2025. I could really, really see myself talking with the kids. I'm relatable. It's hard to, if you've ever been in those situations, you had to go to like a shrink or a psychiatrist. It's hard to take advice from somebody that don't know your life, that ain't never lived your life, walked in your shoes. It's really, really hard to do that. I think people would be a lot more receptive to someone like me. I know what it is to be a child incarcerated. I know what it is to be on them holidays and not only not with your family, but not able to see your family. Like I can relate. I know what it is to rebel and not listen and have to pay the price. I can relate. So yeah, I think that's something that we're gonna get into. Ryan Brown said, Merry Christmas to you and family, Jay. I hope you have a great day, brother. I had a fantastic day. I got to see my 4-year-old nephew. Blessings, man. Before my sister, brother-in-law left, he came up to me and hugged me. There's nothing more powerful than that, man. A child's hug, a child's kiss is just, man. Somebody said this ain't Thanksgiving, Jay. Salute. I hope I ain't say happy Thanksgiving. I got Grub Mud in here, man. Grub Mud always shows love. What's cracking, Grub? My God. I hate when I have to miss I have to miss, comments, but I scroll, man. I get as fast as I can. Bear with me. Dennis Rodman, yo, Jay, do you know of Silverback or Josh from Lockdown 23 and 1? I know both. I've talking to I've talking to Silverback. It's been a few years since I spoke to Silverback. Been a few years since I spoke to Josh too. I've linked up briefly with Josh in real life. I was out at the beach a couple years back. Um, Linked up with Josh for a minute. Silverback, I talked with him when his career first popped off. He was actually respectful. He wanted to share one of my videos, and I guess he didn't want to get hit with a copyright strike, so he reached out and I gave him permission. So, but as of late, I don't know what they might have going on. Dennis Rodman, no, I do not have Cash App, unfortunately, but I do have PayPal. If you look up at Mr. J Williams, you'll see, where I'm at. You'll see my name, you'll see me pop up. Just be careful. Not that anybody's going to scam, but bro, Merry Christmas, my guy, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button real quick. We're going to pause for a second while y'all hit that like button. Z said, well, technically, prison does modify behavior, but not for rehabilitation purposes. At least that's what it looks like looking in. Prison's not about rehabilitation. I don't know how many times I got to say this. Prison's not about rehabilitation. And I'm not saying that that's what you're saying. Prison is about incarceration. Obviously, the rehabilitation doesn't work. More people go to prison every year, and the numbers go up and go up and go up. The rehabilitation doesn't work. It's about incarceration. Do you know how much money prisons make? Federal prisons, state prisons, jails, detention centers, rehab facilities. Do you know how much money these people make? You wouldn't believe me if you knew. It's an astronomical amount of money. The money is not in the rehabilitation. The money is in the return. It's in the person coming back and coming back and coming back. There's a reason they'll just hire anybody. The average age, and I can tell you this from known for fact, the average age of a prison guard today in my state is 21 years old. You don't even know, frustrating till you've got somebody that comes into work that reeks of weed. I mean, just smells like he was just hot boxing za the whole entire right before he came in from his shift. That you can tell is fresh out of high school, still stays at his mama's house. He doesn't care about this job because he still stays at his mama's house. The only thing this job does is pay his car note and his insurance, and he's in there bossing you around. People old enough to be your kids and they're bossing you around. When they care about the rehabilitation, they bring in people that specialize in rehabilitation. You don't just hire anybody. People ask, well, how do they pass the physical? Man, they're not worried about nobody passing no physical. We got guards, and shout out to the big people, to the big blocks, the Super Diesels, the F-350s and all them. We got guards in there that's 400 pounds that they walk from their car, and by the time they get to their gate, they're out of breath. They're sitting in that chair all day. You better not ask her ass to get up, and she going, if she can't swivel and reach it, you ain't going to get it. Yeah, prison's not about rehabilitation, man. It's about mass incarceration. Cujo 347, been watching for years. First time catching a live. Salute to you, bro, and thank you for putting out the content. No doubt. Thank you for watching. Robert Frost said, Merry Christmas. I noticed in a lot of your videos, you drink a lot of Red Bull. I don't know what sort of other diet habit you have, But do you put any thought into what you consume since free? Yeah, I do. I put a lot of thought into it. Earlier, I had to decide between Coke or Diet Pepper. I went with Dr. Pepper. No, absolutely, man. I'm gonna cut back. It's one of my resolutions. Cut back on the sodas. I don't drink the Red Bulls no more. The Pause Red Bull. I stopped with the Red Bulls. Number one, them big cans are like $6 a piece. And there was days like I don't know how I didn't just pass out. There was days I would drink 4 or 5 of those, and it was just all the way bad. And we're just getting over getting sick again, again. I still got flugies and all that stuff. You can see my eyes like the kids. One thing about the kids, you got kids that go to school, you're gonna stay sick. I don't care if you wash them with Lysol and you power wash the inside of your house with bleach every day and roll around in a hamster wheel inside of a bubble inside of a plastic bag, you are going to get sick. Merry Christmas from Swan River, Monotabo, Canada, Grease Monkey 69. Merry Christmas, man. Draven Dark said now with the tablets in DOC, hey, the tablets are crazy. The tablets are completely crazy. They did away with CD players. They did away with the tape decks, which I know that's really outdated, but I remember having a tape deck. And everything is on a tablet now. And it's not like a tablet like y'all get. This thing is preloaded with what apps you can use. You can, for $6 or $7, you could download a game and no, there's no Wi-Fi. You go to a kiosk and plug almost like a charging cable into it. And you got a charger, but it's same port. You plug the charger cable in and it links it to the kiosk so they control everything. And you got a little selection of little stuff you can download. You know what I mean? It's not like chess. And then you can download music, songs for $1.99, certain albums starting at like $13 or $20, and they might have a special. All your photos, if your people send you some, get on the kiosk. If you got somebody you love that's locked up and you've done it, you get on there and you type them up, boom, you can shoot us some pictures. You can plug in the tablet, those photos download to the tablet. So they're trying to do away with what's happened is when COVID hit, COVID was one of the biggest things to change all this. They took the visits away from us 2 years. For guys that don't know, the guys were locked up for almost 2 years, got no visits. So they installed these kiosks, right? So that now you get a video visit. You sit down, y'all saw me, do the video visit. But then they had to figure out, what about the mail? They didn't want mail coming into the prison. They didn't want anything from the outside world coming into the prison. Not only just the COVID, but the stuff being smuggled and people figuring out there's some crazy ways and stuff is happening. They came up with the idea of the tablet. They used to charge the guys for a tablet. It was $65. I bought many for people. Then guys started writing it up. It's not fair. I can't have a tablet because I can't afford one, but he can. So what did they do? Now they're free. I got in there and said, how do I buy a tablet? Guy said, now you get on the kiosk and put in a request, and they're going to send you one, brand new. It's yours. They're just going to give me a tablet? Yeah, so everything comes through that. Your mail, your pictures, your music. It cuts back on clutter. It cuts back. Mail call is ridiculous now. Like when they call mail, 9 times out of 10, it's just institutional stuff. If somebody sends you some money, they give you what's called a money slip, a monthly statement. Hey, Williams, you got mail? I'm like, yeah, I got mail. And they give me what is this? This ain't mail. Nobody sends mail anymore. So yeah, the tablets are crazy. Last Boy Scout said, I'm an A1 from the day one subscriber. Love your content. Been rocking with you all the way. You ever think about becoming a CPRS certified peer recovery supporter? Certified, got that word, peer. Okay, recovery supporter. I don't know if I don't see. I try to stay away, and don't get me twisted when I say this. I don't get too attached to the recovery part of things, unless it's just life in general, because I'm still a work in progress myself, man. I'm still a work in progress myself. Let's just be real here. And not only that, I don't know a lot about the recovery. All I know is my journey, the stories I've heard from others. But when it comes to like the book smart side of recovery and all that, I'd have to really dig in, man, because I don't have a clue. Funny fact. I'm not gonna say it's funny, man. That thinking of the recovery thing made me think of something. When all this stuff began with me this last time, right? And I initially got booked, right? They put me in Chesterfield jail, and I'm looking for something to read. I like to read when I'm locked up, amongst many things, right? But I can't find nothing to read. And I look over there, and the part I'm in is a felony block. It's treacherous. The microwave's dirty. It stinks in it. It's nasty all the time. It's not like the other blocks. Dudes don't. We don't get no good things for being good in here like other blocks do. They just shit on us. But I'm looking for a book to read, right? And I noticed that the microwave, like one of the legs is missing off the microwave. Somebody shoved an AA book underneath the microwave. So I said, you know what? Let me get that AA book, man. So I pull that out. I find a chess piece. I break it. I stick it in the microwave, hold the microwave up. I take the AA book. I put it on the table. I open the book. The book was my brother's book, man. Right there in the front of the book was my brother's name written. This book is issued to, and then my brother's name. Crazy. That was crazy. Ryan Brown, hey, the MM Sports for Jake, the MN Sports fan. Praying for your father. I've been there. My aunt asked me about a sweatshirt I was wearing that said Warrior. She asked me, and I told her suicide of wearing it. She never knew that I'm a survivor. Much love, Ray. Happy holidays, bro. Somebody said on the tablets, that was wild to me, can watch movies and FaceTime on it too. Yeah, in the jail you can watch movies. Once you get the DOC, it's a different ball game. They got like 3 cents per minute, 6 cents per minute. If you really balling like that, that stuff can add up fast. But it's not like you can just watch whatever you want for the 3 cents. I did a lot of 3 cents movies, and the 3 cents are like old black and white movies. I watched all the old gangster flicks, all the old horror movies. And them dudes were gangsters back then, man. Them dudes were just, I guess that was before phones and cameras and all that. But them old gangster movies, dude sees a cop, pow, and just runs off. And then the whole city chases him. But yeah, and the FaceTime, it's your people can call you on the tablet whenever they want. Some tablets, I've seen some tablets in some places where you can call out if you got money on it, but your people can call you whenever they want. And you can do the FaceTime, but you can't just. We had a glitch in the Matrix at one point where you could be in the cell and it would work, but you're supposed to have to take it out. And there's this metal thing on the wall, kind of like a charging station that you sit it on that links it, and then otherwise you don't get video. Bubba said, what are your thoughts on Wade Wilson dude, Grimy? YouTube Streets, spelled the letter UTUBE Streets, has done a great job of covering the Wade Wilson thing. I didn't even know who the dude was. When I was locked up, I was talking, I think it was Zebby. Zebby was like, man, everybody's covering Wade Wilson right now. I'm like, who is this dude? And for y'all that don't know, he's the guy that took the life of, I believe, 2 different females, bragged about it. He's got a whole crazy thing going on now. He's locked up. He was given the get your ass up out of here penalty. And what are my thoughts on it? If he did what he said he did, there's no rehabilitating that. There's not. There's not. And he's grown. I might have a different opinion if he was 13 years old. But you know what they say, if you knew better, you do better. Well, he knows better. He knows better. Now it's time to meet the maker, man. I am one of the people, and I've said it because I'm not going to be fake about it. I do agree with the whole penalty. You know what I mean? I agree with it. I do. I've met men that should never Never ever, I repeat, never ever walk the earth again. I've met men that 100% shouldn't be in prison. They shouldn't be here, period, because they are real monsters. Monsters are real. Take it from me. Monsters are real. There are some people that just should not have been born. And now that they are here, it's not my place, not your place. But once the government gets them and it's been proven that they have done these, I'm not talking about they've been accused, but it's truly been proven. No, once we get into the true crime, if you are not for the penalty, and true crime is coming, that's a big thing in 2025. That's why you see a lot of things have changed as far as the background goes. Once we get into it, I think once people start hearing my point of view and we get really deep into the details, the whole what you think about what people should and shouldn't do as far as meeting their maker is going to change. A lot of people say they don't agree with the death penalty just because that's their opinion. Because you've never had anything happen in your life like that to where you agree with it, because you should, because you were affected by someone doing something heinous like that. And then there are those that can forgive and don't wish that on somebody. But just me, generally, I've met some guys that don't need to be on this planet. Travis Christian said, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I'm thankful to have survived my stroke and to come home to my family with my job intact. That's a blessing, man. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And if you didn't have it wasn't anything that you did health wise that caused you to have a stroke, because I know they just happened, then keep doing what you're doing. And if you have to step your game up to make sure it don't happen again, step your game up, man. It's nothing to play with. It's a blessing. I know people, like personally, family members, someone close to me right now that had a stroke, that afterwards I believe hers was a brain aneurysm. And after that, things were never the same. And she's a blessing to be here, man. So I'm glad you made it out, man. Facts, Draven. Dark said we can lay on our bunks and watch it. I watched like the series Arrow and some older flicks, but they changed the subscription fee. We can watch it too, but like I said, it was 3 cents for the older movies and older shows, and 6 cents for the new one. Now you think you ain't got nothing to do in jail, right? 6 cents a minute, all day long. Every other day, you can be hitting your people up. Hey, I need you to put $25, $30 on the tablet. It adds up fast. The cool thing is I got the kitchen job. And with having the kitchen job, they were putting I think it was $25 a month on the tablet. Like that was part of me having a kitchen job. Then you could eat double portions, which is always a bad idea. But the little putting the money on the tablet was cool. Justin Macfield said Wade Wilson a fuckboy. Absolutely. Matthew Buchanan said, Jay, please give a shout out to the Buchanan family. It would mean a lot for Christmas. Hey, big shout out, much love to the Buchanan family, man. Thank y'all for watching. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas and a happy, happy New Year, man. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And before somebody says, Jay was clearing his nose, he's doing this and that, he's on something. No, 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 no. Not I. Probation is real. Very real. Kathy H said, I made it to a live. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy holidays to you too, man. Solid Caucasian Express said, let's collab on a flip house. I'll lock the deal down in your area. It's tempting, man. It's real tempting. Think I'm out of the flip game for a while. I'm not gonna say I'm out. I'm not gonna say it couldn't happen in the future, man. So it could definitely be something we could talk about. I know these interest rates got to go down. Real estate market is jacked. It's messed up out here. I don't know if it's nationwide, but out here it's messed up right now with the interest rates. People are either holding on to what they got, not wanting to sell what they have, or not wanting to buy what's out in the market. I hear the kids running down the hallway, man. That's a great feeling. Draven Dark says national. I thought so. I just don't like to say things and not really know. Big facts. You can never say never, unfortunately. And I was one of those dudes that said never, never, never. I am 100% with you. Never say never, man. Jay Williams, glad you're back home with your family. Happy holidays, brother. Salute to you. Hey, Danny Miller, salute, man, and happy holidays, man. I hope you make the best of it. Draven Dark said, I earned 98K equity from this market. Gee, you can do that. You're in the market. You know what I mean? You're in it. And that's good, man. I like to hear people eating, right? A lot of people aren't like this. I love it when I know other people are eating. You know why? Because when other people are eating, you don't have to worry about them trying to get you to feed them. So it's good to see other people eating, striving in life, doing well. We're not always going to do well. I don't care who you are. You can be at the top, you can be at the bottom. You're always going to fluctuate unless you're just really locked in. There's been times I've had more money than I knew what to do with. That's just a fact. There's been weeks that I come in and I'm like, I'm gonna put all this money in, maybe a bank, and then there's been weeks I'm like, damn, remember when I had all that money? Austin T said, when the going gets tough, what keeps you moving forward? I struggle with living in the past. The future is what keeps me moving forward. You can't live in the past. You can't. Look at it like this, man. If life is all about going forward, right? Your whole objective in life should be to move forward. If you spend your whole life staring in the rear view, looking at what's behind you, you're either not going to get where you were looking to get or you're going to crash. And I know it's easier said than done. I get it. But you really have to focus and you have to learn to let go. Not let go by drinking or doing drugs or something like that. That's not letting go. That's finding a way to cope. That's you masking what's going on, being sober and really letting go. And if the things that you're trying to let go of are still hurting you and are still active in your life, then that's also something you got to let go of. There's nothing wrong with letting go of the things that hurt you. You do it with everything else. If you pick up something that's hot, you drop it. If you pick up something that stings you, you let it go. But we'll hold on to things in our life that hurt us, and not accidentally, people that intentionally hurt us again and again, and we'll hold on to them, only hurting ourselves more, thinking that we're going to feel something good in return. But if it's just events, things you've been through, you've got to let go. For me, a lot of it, and I don't want to sit up here and preach. A lot of it for me is prayer, man. A lot of it really for me is prayer, for giving it to God. And like I said, I'm not going to push religion down nobody's throat. Believe what you believe, think what you think. This is just Jay. Give it to God, man. Pray to God. Pray to God. Let it go. I'm not saying you got to thump the Bible. I'm not saying you got to go to church on Sundays. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying give it to God, man. Talk to him like you would talk to me, like you would talk to anybody else. A lot of people, I don't know how to pray. Talk to him like you would talk to anybody else. Build a relationship with him. Michi Durant, and my only fear is being alone. I think that's a lot of our fears. Nobody really wants to be alone. I guess if you've been shitted on too many times by the world, you could want to be alone. But I don't. Even if you just it's just a dog. Nobody, I don't think, really wants to be alone, man. Austin T said, "Thanks for that." Oh man, I gotta try to scroll back up. Austin T said, "Thanks for that, man. Much appreciated. It's hard to forgive myself sometimes. What's your theory on what's happened to Jimmy Hoffa? What happened to Jimmy Hoffa? Ain't Jimmy Hoffa been gone for like ever? Oh, my theory on what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. Somebody got to go. You had to go. And you have to forgive yourself, man. You have to. If you don't, who else will? Let me check some messages real quick. Thank y'all for not going anywhere. People have a short attention span. Hey, Justin, I think this is Jay. You were trying to send that to your dad. Like, come on, man, tighten up. Hey, somebody get him gone. Get him gone. He's got to go play. Was the food any better this go around? Some things. But the food's not supposed to be good. Don't forget that. The food's not supposed to be good. It's punishment. I always remind myself that. Prison food, jail food is not supposed to be good. If you don't like the food, don't go there. They don't advertise saying, come to prison, we have great meals, 5 course. Like, no, the food is bad. It has gotten better over time, but that's only because of the inmates. The inmates writing work, or, pushing that paper on them. This food did this food's this food did this. So they are getting better things. They have more, I guess. There's no seasoning. Let's get that very straight. There's no seasoning because people are diabetic, borderline diabetic. If they put salt in it, somebody will say, I'm allergic to salt. It caused my ankles to swell. You put pepper in it. I'm allergic to pepper. My esophagus is closed up. So the food's very bland. But penitentiary secret is we bring a seasoning pack. We'll take that noodle, break that chicken packet out of it or that beef, and take it and just sprinkle a little bit on the food, and you'd be surprised. It makes a big difference. I'm having the same problem too, saying you can't say anything scrolling up. I mean, I can scroll like this. Madman 559 in Cali, the white beans is nasty. I don't like prison beans or jail beans in general. And it was, I don't know if I told y'all years and years ago, I was eating the beans, right? And a lot of times I worked the chow hall jobs. Stuff wouldn't be thoroughly rinsed. Potatoes, you would get, I've gotten whole potatoes on my tray before that literally had roots growing out of them that still had dirt on them. Like you pick it up and you're like, this potato's got dirt and roots and I can't eat this. But I was eating these beans. I mean, it must have been, if I had to guess, like 2010, 11. I'm eating my beans and I'm talking to my homeboy and I bite down and I bite into a rock and I broke one of my back teeth. terrible pain, right? Shot pain all through my mouth. I said, oh. So I go to the dentist, and the dentist is supposed to be fixing the tooth. And he goes ahead and he pulls that tooth, right? It's broke. He's got to pull it. And he's like, let me check the tooth beside it to make sure you didn't chip it. And he's got this little thing in there and he's twisting. And I hear him go, oops. And he's like, does one of the things like, oh. And I look at it, I remember looking at it like, you don't want to hear somebody say oops when they're inside your mouth. Or, no diddy. But you don't want to hear that, right? And so my mouth was all numbed up. I go back to the block. I'm taking my tongue after my mouth starts to unnumb. I'm running my tongue inside my jaw. And I'm like, why does my tooth feel sharp? I can feel where the tooth he pulled is gone. But now my tooth feels sharp. The man broke the tooth beside it. So yeah, I don't eat the beans. I'm gonna have to pass. Austin T, which area hurt the most to get tattooed, and which one is your favorite? I'm getting my 10th and 11th in a few weeks. Worst place that I got tattooed? Probably my armpits. My armpits was next level. And my favorite tattoo, I like all my tattoos, to be honest. But my favorite would probably be I have an angel on my side on one of my rib cages that's down on his hands and knees, and his wings are like flailed back. You know what I mean? And he's broken. He's down on his hands and knees. That's probably one of my favorite tattoos. I have several voodoo dolls, like just different little cool voodoo dolls tattooed on me. I'm still living on one side of my neck, which meant a lot to me because it was like a really, really dark place of time. And I know you shouldn't have to get things tattooed to remember, but for me, it had symbolics. Like every rough day of my life, I would wake up and I would look in that dingy ass prison mirror, and I would wash my face. And no matter what I was going through, I would stand there and I would look up straight and I would see them words looking back at me. I'm still living. Just a kind of reminder that this is just where I'm at for now. It's not where I'm at forever. But yeah, the armpit was next level. When the dude was doing it, I remember him wiping, and he said, hey, champ, you gotta chill. I said, what's up? He said, I said, well, I ain't moved. He said, nah, I was just sweating. It's an armpit. He's like, but you wasn't sweating. He's like, as soon as I touched you with the needle, your whole body just broke out in sweat. I said, well, I can't control that, man. He's like, well, the pattern's coming off. Well, you figure it out. But yeah, the armpit was rough. Aussie Knuckleheads, great to see you free again, Jay. Merry Xmas from the Down Under. Hey, salute and Merry Christmas to you, man. Killian Titan said, I never struggled with drugs, but I javelin struggled with nicotine. Withdrawals just made my patience low. I can't fathom withdrawal of drugs and don't want to know. You don't. You don't. It's bad. And that's why there's so many people, aside from what it is that the drugs do, which for me, man, it was, how do I explain this? It was something I felt I needed. It was something I felt like, and when I like me, my thing was prescriptions. I was never the dude that did the meth or that smoked the crack, the dude that was doing the needles and all that. I wasn't that guy, and I'm not putting anybody down that does, because my choice isn't no better than your choice. My thing was prescription medication, right? And for me, it was almost like it filled a hole. It filled a hole that I had in me. But in reality, all it was doing was creating the hole. It just made the hole bigger for me. I was the same way with drinking. That's just what drinking does. You have a good day, right? It's a beautiful day outside. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna have me a beer. It's a shitty ass day outside, and I'm gonna drink a beer. I got good news. Let's celebrate. I'm gonna drink a beer. I got bad news. I'm gonna drink a beer. I was just making excuses. Brandon M said drugs are diff these days. My homie from high school just got out and OD within a few days of being free. RIP. Say so to Mac. If y'all a stink team from LA. Salute and rest in peace, man. Happy holidays, Brandon. Sorry to hear that. You know, this go round, I was locked up with a dude that I was locked up. I was locked up with a lot of dudes I've been locked up with before. But I was locked up with a dude that I'd done time with in the past, and we got to speaking about a dude that I used to be friends with. I'm just gonna call him by his first name. Well, I'll call him by his last name, Stokes. I said, Stokes got out of prison? He said, yeah, man, Stokes got out of prison. I said, what's up with him? He said, you ain't here? I said, and when you hear stuff like that, you already know it's something bad. Either he's locked back up or he's dead. I said, nah, what's up with Stokes? He said, man, he got out, and the night that he got out, him and his family went to an all-they-could-eat buffet. Yeah, and he's got a big family, a lot of brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, children, mother, father, a very large family. So they went to an all-you-can-eat buffet to hold this big gathering, right? He said, man, everybody's getting food. Stokes gets some food, goes to the bathroom. Had got some dope that day, did some of the dope, came back out, sat down at the table, dropped dead at the table, man, on the day he got out. But fresh out of high school, man, that sucks. And oh, you said my homie from high school got out a few days afterwards. Yeah, that's sad. It happens, man. It's a dangerous game we play. Even with the pills, it's a dangerous game we play. Because you don't ever really know what you get no more. There was a time, and for the people of my age, y'all can agree with what I'm saying. Somebody young might not agree. There was an experimental time in life. Y'all remember that? Like in the 90s, I'm 44 years old. In the 90s, in the early thousands, you could experiment with drugs. You could go out and cop, you know what I mean, a couple grams or get an 8-ball, do something like that, and party with your friends or do whatever y'all were gonna do. That was a time in life when, and I'm not boasting it, I'm not saying do it, don't do it, it's stupid, you will lose your life. But there was a time when you knew what you were getting. You just did. Now you don't. Now you go out and get something. There's a very good chance that you got some of what you thought you were getting, and you don't know what the rest is. And the rest is might be what takes you up out of here. Rob from Canada. Jay, do they overfill jail? Yes. Fill jails down there like they do in Canada? Yes, absolutely. They will pack your ass in like firewood. Let me check this out real quick. Jonathan Blanson with the $50 donation. Merry Christmas to you and the family. Salute. Thank you, John. Yeah, John Blanson, and salute. You see me squinting my eyes, I'm going blind. Uncertain Memory from Twitch. What's your favorite holiday treat? Glad you're back with us and looking forward to the content and your future. Stay strong. Salute, Uncertain Memory. My favorite holiday treat. I like eggnog. I think eggnog should be. I know some people like it's disgusting. I think eggnog should be year round. Aside from eggnog, chocolate covered cherries, I'm big on those. I could eat those all the way into tooth decay. Like eat them until your mouth starts hurting. And I don't have bad teeth. I have good teeth, but I can eat those things until it does damage. We're not like a big family that's big on like on tradition, like traditional foods and sweets. I do like a lot of different candies they have out around Christmas time, but yeah. Much love, man. A big salute to y'all. Thank you. So let's get into. I said I'd talk about it. It's 10:24. We get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, man. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. I got to comment on, which I'm gonna miss a lot of people. It's just how it goes. But y'all bear with me. Why I haven't been posting the way everybody would like me to post, or the way that I usually would post. Somebody said JD Delay. I didn't see your comment, but JD Delay, my guy, what's good? And much love to JD. If you don't know who JD is, crawl off Money That Rock and go check out Mr. JD Delay. Merry Christmas, man, JD, to you and your family. I got hit with taxes, and before anybody gets to going and thinking they know what they're talking about, I had an accountant, a guy that I paid a lot of money, man, to take care of things, right? CPA, and in the end of it, he didn't. He didn't. And him not doing what he was paid to do, and he was paid very well, cost. And by the time I found out he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, the IRS was already there. They were already on me. And for anybody that's got any doubts on it, I've got the paperwork. I've got other people in this live right now that have helped me with the YouTube thing, with the whole battle back and forth with the IRS. Like, people had to help me while I was locked up as far as dealing with these people because I couldn't do it. I was locked up. All they could do was type the messages for me, the emails for me. But they came in, they levied my accounts. Now, remember earlier I said I understood the Luigi Mangione guy and his frustrations. Trust me, I get it. So the first thing they do is they send out a levy to my bank. And this is a complete levy for a lot of money. They want a lot. I'm talking high, six digits, very high number, right? And so the first thing they do is they go to the bank account. Now, the next thing they go is they go at my sources of income. Well, at this point, this was April 1st when I went in this year. They came March 27th of this year. They came, it might have been the 28th, something like that. Whatever it was, they came on a Friday when I got the first letter. I got locked up that Monday. They hit Google AdSense. They hit my Teesprings. They hit everything that I make money through, all of it. To this day, my account is levied. I don't see my YouTube money. I make the money. And then we had an issue with they took a lot of money, a lot. This money was supposed to go to my family, was supposed to pay the bills, and it didn't. It never came. But they took it. When I got a new, I've been through several accountants now. I got a new one, right? The new accountant tells me the IRS hasn't received any money, Jay. What you mean they ain't received no money? Because I ain't seen no money. They levied me in April. Like, what do you mean they haven't seen any money? They took a lot of money from me. Money had to go somewhere. They never got it. And that's why they continuously came after you every month, because Google never sent the IRS the money that they didn't give me. They took the money and put it in an account where they then let it sit and gain interest off of it. And then when they feel like it, they send it. So my accountant said they can't do that. The IRS has currently filed some type of suit, whatever it may be, against Google AdSense and all them, because what they're doing is criminal. You cannot, yes, you can 100% take my money if you're going to send it where it's supposed to go, and that's the IRS. You cannot not pay me and then not pay them and then hold the money and let it collect interest. You can't collect money on interest on money that doesn't belong to you. That's criminal. So due to them not ever sending the IRS the money like they were supposed to send them, the IRS looked at it as if I wasn't complying. They said, oh, we're not getting the money. We didn't get it. He must have found a way around us. Oh, okay. Send another levy. Send another levy. So they continued to send it and send it and send it and send it. For YouTubers, we get paid on the 21st. For social media content creators on this platform here, we get paid through a service called Google AdSense. That's when you watch a video, those ads pop up. That's how we get paid. Every time when those ads pops up, you get paid for every 1,000 ads. It's so much per 1,000 ads. If you're doing good with YouTube, I do relatively well. You can make a good living. You can turn this into a career. What I make off of YouTube, it's no problem to support me, my family, my kids, and take care of everybody. But when the money's not coming to me and they're not giving the IRS the money, and I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way. Please don't take this the wrong way, because I love y'all guys to death. Y'all are just, you're amazing. But how do I look getting on here and continuing to feed this machine? Google's getting their money. They're taking their money. And at the same time, it's like, we're not, and I'm going back and forth, me, Zebby, my accountant, we're going back and forth through email with Google. We sent them the updated version of the levy from the IRS stating to give the money back. Y'all didn't give us the money, give them his money back. We're not asking for all that money. Everything is taken care of now. There's still money owed, but it's being paid. They said, no, look, we're no longer coming after that huge chunk of money because clearly you people aren't cooperating. We only want this amount each month. Lift the levy, start giving him his checks again, And all the money y'all didn't give us, just give it to him. And we're only going to take set amount of money each month. What they want is like $1,643 a month. That's what they're asking for. Cool, doable. We send over, me and Zebby, we get down, we pull up the PDF that my accountant, that the IRS sent my accountant sent me. We send the PDF over to Google, and they bounce us from one person in the email to the next person. You respond, you talk to one person, send them a copy of the PDF, and you're waiting for that person to respond. 3 days goes by, and a whole completely different idiot answers the last thing, having no clue what's going on, telling you this issue has been resolved. Yeah, so there's been times I go to jump on and to make content, and I'm like I told my wife the other day, I said, she's like, Jay, what are you doing? I said, I've got plenty to talk about. I miss it. I want to do it. I said, but would you really? And I look at Google as kind of my employer. YouTube is just the venue. Google is the employer. They're the one that pays. I said, would you go to work and not get paid? And I know that's going to sound messed up some, and that's not how I want to come across. It's just very discouraging. It's very, very discouraging to know that they're going to continue to get paid. They're going to take their money, and then they're going to take my money and make money off my money. And them not doing what they were supposed to do by law is what has kept me in this situation month after month. Had they sent that money the first time Google reached out to them, they would have not continuously came after me like this. But because they didn't do what they're obligated to do by law, the IRS came at me guns blazing, full force, 100 miles an hour, as if I wasn't compliant, and I was 100% compliant, and I continue to. But everything's up to date. Everything's good. Now it's just the process of, I had a lot of stuff that had to be written off. A lot of stuff like that when I did file, I didn't put in. And we ended up going over it, amending the taxes the other day and adding some things. And I think we amended, if you know what I'm talking about when I say amended, changed, corrected, fixed. We added almost $700,000 into the taxes of stuff that needs to be written off, stuff that I'm not responsible for that's able to be written off, which changed the number drastically. We're on the road to getting back to the right track. But if y'all want to know why the PayPal's on the screen, that's why. Am I asking you to donate? No. Christmas is tomorrow. Did I get on here asking for help with Christmas or Christmas donations? No, I didn't. As a man, I figured it out. As a man, I did what had to be done to take care of my family and my loved ones. For anybody that would like to donate, there's the PayPal information. Thank you. And if you don't, thank you. Merry Christmas. But that's what I have going on, man. I know that was a lot, but it's just being honest. That's what it is. A lot of love for JD in here, man. Awesome dude, man. Really, really good dude, man. Me and JD go back. And he's not just somebody that I talk to on here. He's somebody that in dark times I've reached out to and has been there for me throughout everything, man. JD's a real one, and I can say that. Merry Christmas to you, JD, you and Jax, family, and anybody y'all got out there, man. Sprack said, Google's army of lawyers are going to tie the IRS up. If it's happening to you, it's happening to others. From what my CPA was telling me, the money they didn't send them, which I don't want to talk numbers, it's a large amount of money they didn't send them. I think that they're responsible for that. And then it's like 50% interest or 50% penalty, something along those lines. It's a very large fine they're going to get on top of it. And he said Google's armies of lawyers are going to tie the IRS up. If it's happening to you, it's happening to others. Here's the thing about Google. How much money does Google got? You think they don't deal with these cases every single day? They do. And they make so much money that no matter how much money they put out, it's almost impossible for them to go in arrears. They don't care. There's not a human being in the world you're going to talk to at Google. That's another thing. All our communications have been through email. So you sit waiting for some type of response, and you get it in 3 or 4 days from now, and it's of no help. Month after month go by. So I get the Luigi frustration. I get it. I get it. The worst thing you could have done is told me that you worked for Google when I was dealing with all this. We could have had issues. HGB Rob J, have you still got the Hummer? No, no. I sold the Hummer while I was locked up. Once I realized these bills had to be paid, I'll tell you like I've told everybody else, I like the Hummer. I love my family. Cars come and go. Cars come and go, man. I'm attached to them. I'm not attached to no material possessions. I'm not. They're nice to have, but they're not necessary. I treat you with respect. Hey, thank you and salute, man. Salute, Ronnie Blue Eyes. That's my guy, man, the Boston boss. Tommy Thunder in the house. Madman 559. I haven't filed since 2009. W-2 is different from self-employment for sure. W-2 is not required to file as the IRS not levying me because they know it's different. Yes and no. I believe a W-2, I believe, is your state. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. I think the W-2 is what reports your state. 1099, which is, I did a lot of 1099 work, independent contractor. I also, with YouTube, it's 1099. And so there's all the taxes from that. Now that's what they come after. If somebody reports something to the IRS stating, hey, look, I gave Madman $1 million last year, and you don't have to say so much, get into detail why. I just have to say, I paid this man this amount of money this year. That's how I write my stuff off. Now the IRS is going to say, all right, where's our money? So I get taxed on money that's given to me. I pay taxes on the money that's given to me. I then pay you, and you have to pay taxes on the money I gave to you. That's just, it's how it goes. Sixes GD said, when did you get out? I got out October 28th. If you could go back 20 years and tell yourself anything, what would it be? Stop drinking. Stop drinking, man. Listen to others. Listen to others. I've had great advice given to me in life, man, by some good people. And I'm a know-it-all. Can't tell me nothing. I'm a know-it-all. It's always been one of my biggest problems, is I know everything. And knowing everything has always been what got me in trouble. It's also been what got me out a lot of times, but it's always led me to trouble. It's not knowing when to listen to somebody. Y'all hit the like button real quick, man. Go ahead. Give me 1 second. Clayton Caraway sent $25 and said nothing. Clayton Caraway, hey, salute and thank you, man. Danny Miller said no, Jay Williams didn't ask anybody for nothing. If people want to donate, then do real Jay Williams. Salute my brother and JD Delay and real two brother. Merry Christmas to you both. Hey, salute to you as well, Danny Miller. Yeah, I'm not asking for anything from anybody, man. If you want to donate awesome. It would help the channel a lot. It helped my life a lot. I do have bills. I do have things to do. But if not, I'm going to figure it out either way, man. I'm not here to ask nobody for nothing. You're here, and that's more than I could ask for. If you got it, hey, thank you. But if you don't, I'm not asking you for it. If my dad didn't teach me anything, man, he taught me one thing: how to survive. That's a fact. My mother taught me how to figure it out. You know how many times I've heard that in my life? You got to figure it out. Baby, you have to figure it out. Jay, you got to figure it out. I've learned how to figure it out. HGV Rob said, as long as you've got your health, that's all that matters in life. Health is everything. Your health is everything. Thank you for clearing that up, Brett Jew. W-2 is for employees paid hourly or salary federally. Thank you. Belladonna, the view. Merry Christmas, Jay. Merry Christmas to you too, Belladonna. Danny Miller, salute you, Jay Williams. Where you get an NFL hat? Fire, nice hat, Chiefs. On my visor for my favorite team. I can't remember where I got this. I'll pick them up along the way. I order a lot of hats. I buy a lot of hats in stores, Lids, Hat World, places like that. Anytime we go out of state, if I go to Cali, I'm going to want to go to Lids. I want to go to the hat store. If I'm in Jersey, I'm in New York, anywhere I go, I'm going to want to hit a hat store. Seth Madsen, that's crazy. I remember when you were buying extra PS5s just because you could. Facts. I told you, hey, we go up, we go down. But the thing is, we don't stay down. I refuse to stay down. I won't stay down. I won't. There's a million and one ways in this world to make money, man. There's a million and one. Me and the wife have already sat down and talked about the next business venture. And rather than just talk about it when it happens, then I'll share it with you. But yeah, it's not, don't get it twisted. This will lift. I'm hoping that this coming month, that in January, that when they issue out, our paychecks for being content creators, I'm hoping that my paycheck hits. And now when it does, it should be like that. I'm a man. I'm gonna figure it out. The trees got presents all up underneath of it. The bills are paid, and my bills aren't light. My bills aren't light, man. It's for real. What my bills add up to, it take a small village to pay these bills, but I figured it out, and I'll continue to, without breaking the law, without doing anything wrong. I'm gonna stay on a couple more minutes, man, and then I got to get out, man. We got lasagna downstairs. I ate a little bit before I came up. My fat boy thing, feeling bloated right now. Let's get in the bed with my kids. They were watching some Christmas movie. It's 10:40. So they might still be up. Rob from Canada said, AJ, do you find that we are mentally on point about 98% of the time? And it's always those 2% of weaknesses that always get caught up. I feel that every day is different, is what I think, man. I think you can be on point, and then one day something happened out the blue to get you out your square. I'm one of those get me out my square kind of guys. I try to give y'all the game. I try to be honest with y'all when I tell y'all I don't get on here. I'm sure y'all have seen people talk about and y'all seen people do this and do that. Difference between me and them is I'm not going to do a lot of talking. You know what I mean? I'm not that dog that barks. I don't just bark all day. And I'm not aiming at it, nobody. I'm just saying that it could be something like that when I make great decisions all the time. And I let somebody like that get me out of my square, and it laid me to a really bad place. And no matter what, I lose. I win the fight, I lose because I'm going to jail. I mean, it's bad, man. I think that most people, for the most part, have good intentions and want to do good, but what we do and what we should do are two different things. I would like to think that we're on point 98% of the times, but I think that would be a high number. I think if anything, we're more 60-40. Facts, Thomas. If my dad taught me anything, it's feed your kids by any means necessary. Absolutely. We may not have always had what we wanted growing up, but we have what we need. We never went to bed hungry. Yo, Crafty said, "What's the deal, Jay? What's good, Crafty? Merry Christmas, man." Boom Dead Gone said, "Love your videos. Zay is an amazing best friend. Couldn't ask for a better man. And miss listening to you talk at your old houses. Keep up the hustle." What up, Douglas? That's my son Zay's friend. He's in the other room, sleep, man, passed out. He just got in from work. Thank you for being a good friend, Douglas, man. You're a good dude. I was shocked by y'all. I remember when I started meeting y'all, right? When my son started, the Douglas in the chat is one of my son's friends. I remember when he started bringing y'all around, right? I guess I compared how I was as a teenager to what I kind of projected towards my son, right? And I said, I want you to understand that moving forward in life, you're going to lose friends. Some of these friends are going to go to jail. Some of these friends are going to get strung out on things, and life's not going to go the way y'all expected. That was many years ago. We're talking 6, 7 years ago when I told him this. He got with a good group of guys, man. These dudes aren't going to jail. They're not getting strung out. And it goes to show you that sometimes they say that the apple don't fall too far from the tree. My son doesn't. He's not done anything that I ever did. And I'm proud of it. His friends are good dudes too, man. They keep each other out of trouble, and that's good to see. Dick Esquire, cheers to you, Jay. I'm glad that everything is going okay. You're one of the best storytellers I've ever heard. Who is your favorite storyteller? Trying to think. My favorite storyteller. Joe Baker. Everybody get their own preference. If you don't know who Joe Baker is, okay, so boom. Joe Baker is an amazing storyteller. Feezy's a good storyteller. Real Ken's TV, Dante. I don't want to get to naming too many names, but the list goes on and on. But I think Joe Baker, hands down, is an amazing storyteller, man. Chad Marks is as well. Don't forget my guy Chad, man. Chad's a great storyteller too. Okay, so boom. Yeah, Mr. Ballin, 100% is Mr. Ballin is 100% one of the greatest storytellers ever. But that's what people would expect me to say. Like, he's top notch when it comes to the genre. So I wanted to stick more towards the prison genre and guys that tell stories similar to what I do. But yeah, Mr. Ballin is next level, man. And I don't say this to sound arrogant. I didn't know who the guy was. And that's nothing against him. He's amazing. Probably one of the best I've ever did it. And then somebody had said that, oh yeah, Banky Pound is amazing too. Hell yes, Tim Snow's good. Banky's. I was trying to go outside the names y'all would generally hear me say. I didn't really know who Banky. I mean Banky. I know who Banky. That's my guy. I didn't know who Mr. Ballin was at one point, and said somebody commented and said, "Yo, it's amazing to see that he was in your chat section saying this and that." So I had to go back, and then once I clicked on his name, went to his channel, I was like, "Whoa, damn, this dude's doing his thing." And then I got to reading on and listening to his videos, and great, man, dude's awesome. You said, "I see." Somebody said, hold on. I see Jay Williams. You like horror movies, you like Jason Mask. I got Michael Myers tattooed on my right leg. Love all horror movies. I am die hard when it comes to the slasher films. Like it's well, I think I try to figure out why I like the slasher films the way I do and the old horror movies the way I do. And it 100% plays back into my childhood. Don't forget I'm an 80s baby. February 5th, 1980, I was born. So I come up during the Halloween movies, the Jason Voorhees movies, the Friday the 13th movies. Um, and those were some of the memories that I had from my childhood. And I know it's going to sound weird what I'm about to say, but I can remember watching those movies, the old VHS tapes and things of that nature. And for that brief moment of that movie being on, my life was okay. I had a shitty childhood. My life was okay. So when I look back to like things I enjoyed as a kid, I loved watching them old scary movies. I loved turning turning all the lights off and closing, making sure everything was dark in the room and being down in front of that old square TV with the crank knob and the VCR you had to bang on the side to get to work right. And I loved or messing with the tracking. So when you remember the tracking on the VCR, watching them old scary movies. And it's something I haven't been able to shake. Like y'all can't see the rest of my room, but my room, like the studio in itself, is a lot of horror memorabilia in here. We've got the Jay Williams, The World Is Yours, Let's Live Life over here. And then there's different paintings of Friday the 13th. There's Walking Dead stuff. There's It stuff. There's, Michael Myers. There's Texas Chainsaw. There's Tales from the Crypt. There's Jaws. There's just so much different stuff in here, and it all relates back to just the things that I love. This room is a combination of just my computer setup, my microphones, my cameras, sneakers, and then just different memorabilia that makes it comfortable for me to be in here, man. But if I had to say why I like the horror scene, that's why. It's one of the few things from my childhood that I can look back on and say I enjoyed that. I think I'm gonna dive out, man. I have to get going. Make sure I don't have Danny. Happy birthday! I was born today, 81. Danny Miller. Whoever's birthday it is, happy birthday. Robert Lovelace II. Thank you. Thank you, man. A salute. Should make sure I didn't miss anybody. You guys are amazing, man. Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas to everybody watching. It's not always going to be what we want, but at the same time, you're blessed to be here. That's all I can think is how blessed I am to be here. It's not about, and I know it's hard to explain to children and to certain people when it comes to gifts. It's not about that. It's about, about God and Jesus and being with the family and coming together as a unit and just sharing that love with each other. That's what it's really about. I know it's hard to explain that to them, but I can say it to y'all. That's what it's about. And if you don't have that, you know what you do have? You have you. You have tomorrow. You have another chance to get it right. I didn't know at one point if I was going to be here for Christmas this year. And I know what it is not to be here. You want to talk about sad, depressed, lonely? I don't know if there's many days that hit as hard as Christmas does when you're locked up. Christmas hits hard out here as well. But if don't nobody love you, I love you. If ain't nobody told you in a while, you ain't heard from nobody, I'll tell you, I love you. And Merry Christmas, man. Y'all get y'all some rest. Make the best of every day and the best of tomorrow. Until I see y'all again. But anyways, these jails, these prisons, these institutions, they're all just crazy worlds inside of the crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Oh, you're not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's Live Life. To all my real ones. And there are some real ones watching. Because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Y'all be safe.
What I make you? Good?